Digital Citizenship and Cyberbullying. We are Group 4, also known as the Dynamic Digital Delegates, reporting from digital devices from around the globe. We are reporting from station WUWA, ED 505, section 213. Guiding questions for thought. How do social media platforms and messaging apps contribute to the spread and persistence of cyberbullying? What responsibilities do they have in prevention and intervention? And two, how can schools and educators effectively respond when cyberbullying involves students, particularly when online reporting mechanisms and traditional disciplinary policies may fall short? What is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying refers to harassment or bullying conducted through digital devices such as SMS, social media platforms, gaming, or messaging applications. StopBullying.gov says it includes sending hurtful messages, spreading rumors, sharing embarrassing content, impersonating someone, or exclusion online. A 2022 Pew Research Center survey found that 46% of U.S. teens have experienced online harassment behaviors, most commonly name calling, 32%, rumor spreading, 22%, or receiving explicit images without consent, 17%. Real world tragedy from cyberbullying. This local CBS report shares the tragic story of Nate Bronstein, a 15-year-old who died by suicide after relentless harassment via Snapchat and text messages by his classmates. Despite Nate reporting the bullying to school officials, no meaningful action was taken. The clip emphasizes how school inaction and lack of transparency can contribute to devastating outcomes. And the source is CBS News, Chicago.
Mental health struggles, a challenge of cyberbullying. One challenge to address is the negative impact cyberbullying has on a victim's mental health, specifically the increase in depression, anxiety, substance abuse, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts following persistent and relentless cyberbullying. A recent study shows that over the course of 4 years, the percentage of adolescents that have fallen victim to cyberbullying rose from 41% to 72% in middle and high school students. The different variations of cyberbullying most likely to be experienced are verbal violence, group violence, visual violence, and impersonating an account. While the approach taken has changed over the years, in large part thanks to technological advancements, there is a perspective that very few seem to acknowledge. Yes, there has always been a bully on the playground, at school, or in the neighborhood. However, before technology, when you left the playground or the school, your bully had no way of reaching you. With technology being what it is, and when you consider cell phones and social media platforms, today's adolescents are always within reach of someone, bullies included. During adolescence, the prefrontal cortex is still making significant developments, making cyberbullying a crisis with potentially lifelong ramifications. Opportunity associated with mental health challenge. There are several opportunities associated with the negative impact that cyberbullying has on mental health issues in adolescents. One opportunity this challenge presents is AI-based monitoring, while another is an anonymous platform in which cyberbullying can be reported. As adults, parents, and educators, we can also live by example and help shape a younger generation in hopes for a better future.
Hi, I'm Norma Maxwell. Underreporting, a challenge of cyberbullying. One of the most persistent challenges in combating cyberbullying is the cycle of underreporting by students and delayed intervention by schools. While technology has amplified the reach and speed of bullying, school and adult responses often lag behind the harm, allowing emotional, social, and academic impacts to escalate. Students often hesitate to report cyberbullying due to social, psychological, and systemic barriers, which may include fear of retaliation or social isolation, lack of trust in adult intervention, normalization of online harassment, and or shame and emotional toll. In continuation, victims often fear that reporting bullying will worsen the situation, especially if peers discover that they sought adult help. Adolescents are frequently motivated to preserve social status, even at the expense of personal safety. Research indicates that many students doubt adults will take meaningful action or worry that adults may overreact, leading to device confiscation or school discipline that feels like punishment to the victim. Digital interactions can also blur the line between joking, drama, and harassment. Victims may minimize or internalize abuse, assuming that online cruelty is a normal part of teen life, which delays reporting until emotional distress becomes severe. Victims may also feel humiliated or blamed, particularly in cases involving rumors, doctored photos, or intimate image sharing, leading to silence rather than help seeking behavior. The Cyberbullying Research Center reports that over 50% of cyberbullying incidents go unreported to parents, teachers, or authorities. Norma Maxwell is here. The issue of delayed reporting and school response allows harm to accumulate, often pushing victims into crisis. Prolonged exposure to online harassment has been associated with higher rates of depression, anxiety, self harm, and suicidal ideation. Victims who do not report incidents early experience longer periods of stress without intervention. Many avoid school, disengage from social activities, and demonstrate declines in academic performance when cyberbullying persists unchecked. Without early intervention, online harassment may escalate to offline threats, complicating resolution efforts. Students perceive that their safety is not a priority when schools act only after multiple incidents or after formal thresholds are met. In a 2023 survey, the National Center for Education Statistics reported that students experiencing cyberbullying often waited an average of 1 to 2 weeks before disclosing harassment to an adult, allowing emotional harm to deepen and online attacks to proliferate. Hi, I'm Norma Maxwell, again with opportunities associated with underreporting. Despite the challenges cyberbullying presents, it also creates opportunities for systemic change at the school, district, and legislative levels. Proactive policy level initiatives can significantly reduce the prevalence of online harassment and foster a safer environment for students. One of the most effective opportunities lies in enhancing school level policies. Traditional bullying policies often focus on in person conduct, leaving gaps for online harassment occurring off campus. Schools can do the following: adopt comprehensive cyberbullying policies that define online harassment, address off campus behaviors affecting school climate, and provide clear reporting and investigation procedures. In addition, they can integrate digital citizenship and social emotional learning into the curriculum to help students navigate online interactions safely and understand the real world impact of their behavior. Norma Maxwell, continuing with opportunities associated with underreporting. In June 2024, the Los Angeles Unified School District, which is the nation's second largest school district, implemented a district-wide phone-free school day policy requiring students to store phones in locked pouches or lockers during school hours. Early reports indicate fewer cyberbullying opportunities during the school day, improved focus, and increased peer interaction. This case demonstrates how policy-driven environmental controls can proactively mitigate online harassment risks during vulnerable periods. In conclusion, leveraging policy-level opportunities provides schools and communities with effective tools to combat cyberbullying. Combining clear policies, district-wide interventions, and legislative advocacy shifts the approach from reactive to proactive, fostering a culture of digital safety, accountability, and student well-being. More opportunities associated with underreporting. Legislative and policy level advocacy. At the state and national levels, policy reform can drive broader cyberbullying prevention efforts. One state-level model includes New Jersey's Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights Act of 2011, which requires schools to investigate bullying promptly, report findings, and maintain accountability, setting a national model for comprehensive anti-bullying policy. There are federal and multi-district initiatives as well. In July of 2025, more than 200 school districts, including several in San Antonio, joined a class action lawsuit against major social media companies, including Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Snapchat. The lawsuit alleges that these platforms contribute to the youth mental health crisis and rising cyberbullying incidents. Districts are advocating for algorithm reforms, stronger age verification, and funding for mental health services. This is Norma Maxwell reporting to you from WUWA ED 505, Section 213.
Strategies to mitigate issues for P12 learners. Cyberbullying is an issue the P12 learners have struggled with since the very beginning of digital times. However, with the use of technology and social media use on the rise for young learners, cyberbullying is at an all-time high. Although cyberbullying is not completely avoidable, there are strategies and ways that parents and educators can work together with young learners to resolve the effects of cyberbullying. When dealing with and attempting to resolve cyberbullying, communication is key. This is communication among caregivers and young learners, as well as communication among young learners with one another. Parents play a crucial role in preventing cyberbullying and associated harms. Be aware that what your kids are doing online, whether you check your child's device, talk to them about their online behaviors, or install monitoring programs. Communicating with young learners about what cyberbullying is and how to avoid it, as well as making sure that learners feel safe to communicate, is the first and vital strategy to resolve cyberbullying. Another strategy to resolve cyberbullying is to teach digital citizenship. If all young learners are educated on digital citizenship when given the privilege of using digital devices, cyberbullying would be less of an issue with young learners today. Education of digital citizenship helps young learners understand the responsibility that digital use holds. Help your child understand that their online actions have consequences. Encourage them to stand up for others who are being bullied and to report any inappropriate behavior. Teaching digital citizenship empowers young learners with the power of knowledge for both their own digital decisions as well as strategies to use if they become aware of cyberbullying that may be taking place with their peers.